Have you ever devoured way too much ice cream? Well, that's kind of the theme today. There's going to be a lot of ice cream in our Potionomics run. We also finish our potions for the competition, which is really fabulous. We learn more about some barrels. We also become a singer for a little bit. And again, we have nap time and ice cream. So lots of really cool things in store in today's video of Potionomics. Ooh, yay, we have a grand stamina potion for our competition. They do have a few debuffs, but that's okay, that's fine. So first we're going to go do some stuff with Luna, and we can rank up with Luna. Let's have a little chat with her, see what she's saying.
Sylvia, I'm in a rut today.
What's the matter?
Well, my mum called, and I should have known better than to answer in the middle of a workday. But she just had to let me know that my sister removed some lady's supposedly inoperable goiter through a skillful combination of magic, medicine, and quadridexterity. Which, that's great, don't get me wrong. But she had that tone in her voice. The one that says, "How many goiters have you removed, Luna?"
I'm sure she didn't mean that. I'm sure she's very, very proud of you.
Is the answer 0, Luna? Because, that's not a very impressive number, Luna.
Wasn't she excited about your big client?
Oh, it's way too soon to loop her in on that. What if it all falls through? There's no sense in getting her hopes up until the trial period is over and the contracts are signed in blood.
I guess that kind of makes sense. You want to make sure you have your contract signed before you get excited, right? I would probably do the same. Maybe not signed in blood, though. That's probably a bit much.
But that client is the whole reason I need to get out of my head and back on target ASAP. I'd set aside time today to brainstorm some bold new ideas for them, but I've just been staring blankly at these screens. And also wondering whether you'd drop in. You're sort of on my mind a lot these days.
Aww.
Sorry if that's weird. Is it hot in here? Should we get some air? Let's get some air! Say, it's pretty nice out here. I guess the heroes are doing a good job of keeping the local beasties at bay. Someone should help them put together a PSA.
I have some connections, if you want me to put in a word.
That's nice of you to offer, but I'm officially all booked up. In fact, hold that thought. I've got to check in on something real quick. That's weird. My feed isn't updating.
You probably shouldn't expect to get any service out here.
What? Really? I take back every nice thing I said about this stinkhole! Set it on fire!
Wow. Overreaction of the century. Maybe we could head back if you're freaking out that much?
We could head back now if it's important.
Yes! No, wait. I appreciate your willingness to chase a signal with me, but we've come this far. We should stay. We should enjoy ourselves.
I mean, we're kind of with Quinn now, so I'm not sure we can flirt anymore. So maybe we should stick with not flirting anymore.
Ugh. I always enjoy time away from the shop. It's too precious to waste.
Isn't that the truth? For both of us.
Luna closes her eyes and takes a deep breath. She's slightly theatrical about it.
Fresh air! Yum yum.
You really need to hang out with Saffron, Luna. I think she will really help you with your stress.
Just checking something really quick. Okay, I have to be honest with you. I'm not totally sure what people do out here. I mean, we breathe some air. Mission accomplished?
Yeah, that's basically it.
Didn't you want to clear your head? Free up some mental space for new inspiration.
I guess inspiration comes on its own schedule. For me, that's usually at 3 in the morning when I'm on a deadline. In the meantime, I've got my tried and true go-to marketing plans to fall back on. You get diminishing returns when you go back to a rehearsed line, but whatever works, right?
Rehearse line. Raise interest by 6. Value reduced by 3 each time this card is played in the same transaction.
I'm not against sticking to a script now and then.
Right? I knew you'd get it. And I also know you'll forgive me for cutting this short. As much as I enjoy seeing you, next time, we should stick closer to home.
I mean, getting cozy at home is a lot better than being outside. Controversial opinion, I know, but I generally prefer being wrapped up and snuggled up inside than venturing outside. I mean, Why would you do that?
Say, Sylvia, how's your pitch? And before you ask, I don't mean how far can you throw a slime ball. I mean musically. Do you have a good ear?
I don't know. Nobody's ever asked me that before.
Well, let's try it out.
Oh, she's got a guitar out again.
Twinkle, twinkle, little potion. Your maker makes me feel emotion. So, what key was that in?
Good keys?
The right key. I liked it.
Well, thanks for the compliment. But I'm guessing you don't have much of a musical background.
Not really. What gave that away?
Not only that, but I've had a lot of potions explode in my face.
How is that relevant, Sylvia?
My ears were ringing most of the way through college.
Ah.
College? You know, I missed out on that whole thing. I regret it sometimes.
Did your career keep you from going to college?
You guessed it. I got discovered young when some covers I put online caught a record exec's attention, which was obviously a dream come true. But it also means, as far back as I can remember, I've never had a normal life.
Whatever normal life means.
Good point. I guess there are as many different ways to live as there are people.
True.
Still, sometimes I feel a little bit like an alien. Like I'm the only one who doesn't know the secret handshake. Money and fame open a lot of doors. When it happens young, you don't always notice the doors that are closing. But enough of all that. My only real worry at the moment is simple. The acoustics in this place are driving me up the wall. I was hoping you could help me with the sound check. It'd help me figure out if I need to compensate.
That sounds easy enough.
All right, Sylvia. I knew I could count on you. Whenever you're ready.
Whenever I'm ready for what?
Well, to sing, of course.
Oh, no. We don't do that. That's not our thing.
You want me to sing? In front of you, the professional singer?
It's the only way this will work. I can't evaluate my own voice at a distance. And no offense, but your ear's not discerning enough to tell me what I need to know. So, just sing a bar or two? I promise not to judge.
I guess I could sing about...
Food. She loves food. It's going to be ice cream, I guarantee you, or noodles.
Ramen,
Told you.
my fave dish. If I can get some.
We got a rhyme, right? That's my wish.
That's my wish.
Ooh, nice job with the rhyme. I'm a sucker for those. Anyway, that's everything I needed. I'll make some adjustments. I wonder how Baptiste would feel about some dampening words.
Are you performing soon?
Actually, I'm not. I traded shifts with a juggler. The heroes are gonna eat him alive, probably. But I decided that I need to devote some time to songwriting. You're the one who inspired me to do it, actually. You remember our conversation in the market?
Aww.
That's exciting! What's the song about?
I figured I'd start with the hero ballad. I think I've got a unique enough angle. But who should the hero be? I'll let you pick.
Everyone loves an underdog. 100% underdog.
An underdog. Give the people someone they can't help but root for.
And tug on those heartstrings, right?
You got it.
I think you're onto something. Thanks for the input. And thanks for helping me out today. You've more than earned this.
Ooh, decreased cost of adventures by 25. Okay, cool. Coupon.
I guess my singing wasn't so bad after all.
If you've got an itch to perform, I know a juggler who could use an opening act. Either way, I hope you'll drop in again soon. The guild hall's a fun place. And it's even better when you're around.
Aw, how lovely. Right, let's get her off on her adventure then. I think we should possibly try ice crags with her. We've got a drowsiness cure. that we can put in. So let's give her a couple of health potions, a couple of mana potions. I know they're not very good, but let's see how she gets on. I don't have any more healing potions, so that's it. Time to have a chat with our new friend Kozak. He's gone out and got us some slimes and bugs and stuff, because that's what he does.
Sorry to chase you away, but I'm about to head down to the beach.
Can I join you?
I mean, you can.
Oh, gee. You're just a big tomato. That's what you are. You're the tomato man.
But I'll be marking turtle nests to keep them from getting trampled. Not what most people would call a good time.
We can do that. We love turtles.
Are you kidding? Compared to facing another onslaught of demanding customers, it sounds like a dream vacation. Come on, show me what you get up to in your spare time.
It sounded a bit too invasive.
This is the spot.
Thanks for navigating a path down the slope. Your footing's a lot surer than mine.
Just take some practice. And decent boots. Having the right gear is always essential. Gotta be prepared for anything.
Be prepared. Apply reinforce for 1 turn. If opener, additionally apply resolve for 1 turn. So reinforce reduces stress and resolve increases shield gain. Ooh.
That's doubly true when you're dealing with customers.
Ain't that the truth? Now let's get started here. I've got everything we need.
Kozak pulls a bundle of brightly coloured flags from his satchel. He steps nimbly to a loose pile of sand and plants a flag in the ground.
See it? That's a nest. Sea turtles lay their eggs in the sand, where they're vulnerable to careless footfalls and errant volleyballs. Not on my watch. We gotta let people know where the nests are.
Yeah, save turtles.
Yes! Save the turtles. Let's do it.
Why are you saying it like that, Sylvie? The turtles. Like you're powering up an ability. Come on, it's turtles.
Enthusiasm's good, but don't get too close to any of the mothers. They have powerful flippers and they know how to use them. It's why this particular species is known as the slapping turtle.
You're a slapping turtle.
Noted. I'll keep my distance.
Sylvia steps carefully as she follows Kozak along the beach. He plants 2 more flags before stopping to consider a pair of beachgoers lounging nearby on their towels.
Those women appear to have depleted their stamina.
They're resting.
And despite all that talk of being prepared, I'm fresh out of restorative potions. I may need to carry them to safety.
Don't you dare! They're just enjoying themselves.
By lying prone on the ground? I'd be worried about aerial predators. Maybe that's just me.
That is just you. I can 100% confirm it's just you.
It's just you.
Suppose my time in the wild left me extra vigilant.
Have you really spent that much time out in nature?
I have.
Were you raised by wolves?
That's a bit of a jump.
Nothing like that. Although, I did learn a fair bit from the wombats.
So? Tell me about it.
Well, if you're gonna be insistent, my folks were nomadic. Belonged to a clan of a few dozen souls. We rarely stayed in one place for long. Moved with the weather. Followed the food. Never left a permanent mark on the land. And never took more than the land could spare. But truth be told, even among my family, I was an outlier.
How so?
Little ways at first. When the others gathered around the fire at night, I'd offer to stand watch. Sort of set myself apart. Soon started feeling more kinship for the animals than the people. Even let a few animals get away while on the hunt. Meals we could sorely afford to miss. One day, I was sent to scout ahead, and I just sort of kept going.
You just left? Jeez.
Always meant to stop and set down roots somewhere, at least for a little while. Just never really got around to doing it.
Well, you're back in civilization now. You can afford to let your guard down a little. Although, come to think of it, I've never really seen you relax.
Too much to do. I wouldn't know where to begin.
Smell the sea breeze.
Stop and smell that sea breeze. There's nothing quite like it.
You've got a point. Nature is downright enjoyable. When it's not trying to kill you.
Agreed.
That's the spirit.
Take it from me. You've got to find ways to relax, or the stress of the city will eat you alive. In a place like this, you can only go so far on your knowledge of sandworms and squirrels and slapping turtles.
I don't know, squirrels and slapping turtle knowledge is pretty helpful.
Sylvia, I would never slap a turtle.
What?
Sorry. Just some naturalist humor.
Oh, okay. That wasn't good. I mean, you're making jokes like me. If you're making jokes like me, it's not good. You're not funny.
Oh boy.
I hear what you're saying, and I'll ponder it. But in my heart, I know I'm not the type to be idle. I can appreciate the sea air and the feeling of sand beneath my feet. But I can help out these turtles at the same time.
Fair enough. It's definitely a nice break from my shop, just like I hoped. And hey, maybe we'll get lucky and see some of these eggs hatch while we're here.
Oh, I wouldn't wish for that. The babies are vicious little beasts, and they go right for your weak points. Believe me when I say you do not want to get turtle tapped.
Turtle tapped?
And the beach is ruined for me. Thanks.
It's always a treat to talk to you, Kozak. Shadow Step? We could probably do Shadow Step. We don't have any potions for you though. This is all I can give you. We need to do Baptiste. We need to do some investments with Baptiste. Not too much, but they were really expensive last time, so that one. We're gonna get 2 of you. We will get 1 of you. Maybe do that. Yeah, we'll do that. We've got money to spare, so that's fine. And we can rank up with Baptiste. Let's have a little chat with you as well.
I hope you can overlook the throbbing vein in my temple, Sylvia.
I don't see any vein. You're fine.
Generally, I'm quite good at keeping my composure when upset, but that vein will betray me every time. Seeing you, of course, is the greatest balm I could ask for.
Oh, flirt with me.
Stay for a spot of tea? I'm brewing some as we speak.
Baptiste sets out cups and saucers of delicate porcelain. They gleam even in the low light of the Guildhall. Sylvia finds herself suddenly excited, and Baptiste's version of tea time is clearly a cut above anything she's experienced. Oh, of course. Baptiste pours and Sylvia takes a sip.
Careful, it's hot.
The warning is too late and misleading. Baptiste isn't referring to the temperature of the tea, but its flavour profile. Is tea supposed to burn like this? What did he put in it? Whiskey?
It's an interesting variety I found at the marketplace. It was quite inexpensive, and it also varnishes brooms.
Oh god, we can't ingest that stuff.
Sugar helps.
The tea is great. But why don't you tell me what got you upset?
As a matter of fact, I'm just back from seeing Quinn.
Yeah, Quinn can have that effect.
I know they're a friend of yours, so I thought of them when it came time to sell the bits I'd harvested from that forest slime. And would you believe Quinn offered me next to nothing for my goods?
Yeah, they do that. Do you want me to talk to Quinn?
You want me to talk to Quinn? Maybe rough him up a bit for you.
Jeez, Sylvie, that's your partner. What's wrong with you? It's like one of those moments when you pick something in a game, like a dialogue option, and you think, actually, that's pretty neutral, and then they go ahead and say it, and they basically insult someone or threaten someone. In this case, we have potential domestic violence. Like, I just wanted to say, they're my partner. Do you want me to have a quick chat for you? I can maybe sort it out. Not assault. God. Now we look awful, Sylvie. Thank you for that.
Well, it's kind of you to offer, but I'm not sure you'd win that tussle.
That is a fair comment.
Anyway, Quinn isn't the problem. I saw 3 other merchants and they all gave me a similar quote. Low-level monster guts just aren't worth all that much, and they're worth less every day as we gain access to more potent and dangerous reagents.
That is true.
I did the math, Sylvia. A hero would have to bag 30 of these things to afford a single meal.
Well, you're used to pretty exorbitant meals. But I take your point. It's hard work to be a hero.
I knew it was hard work. I knew it was dangerous work. I had naively assumed the compensation would reflect that.
So, heroes don't get any sort of salary?
The guild pays each hero a token stipend. The sum is so small it's mostly a formality. The bulk of a hero's income is meant to come from quest fees and from the loot they sell. That can be lucrative, in theory. Every once in a while, a hero will stumble upon a genuine treasure trove. But statistically speaking, they're twice as likely to be struck by lightning, and 3 times as likely to be implanted with a subcutaneous X-sac.
Well, that would ruin your day, but that's just life, especially if you're self-employed. Like, if you haven't got a base income, you just gotta try and make the best of it.
And then, of course, if they do strike gold, the guild always gets a substantial cut.
Of course they take a cut.
It sounds like the solution is simple. The smaller the guild's cut, the more gold you're putting in the pockets of the heroes.
If only it were as easy as that. Alas. The Heroes Guild is a for-profit enterprise. It's a machine designed to generate revenue, and to put that revenue into the hands of the stakeholders.
Meaning your family.
That's right. They've invested quite a lot to get this chapter up and running. An endeavor such as this, it isn't inexpensive. And they expect to see a significant return on their investment. So far, everything appears to be on track. If the guild is a machine, then it is a very efficient one. Therefore, from the company's point of view, nothing at all is wrong. Everything is working precisely as intended. Voluntarily reducing our profit in order to enrich our contractors? Out of the goodness of our hearts? It simply isn't done. It flies in the face of the company's entire purpose.
That's how companies work. Companies don't have a conscience in most cases.
But morale is obviously important to you, even if there isn't a line for it on the company ledgers.
That's the truth, and it's the crux of my dilemma. But while I don't yet have any answers, I feel hopeful. After all, it's only after a problem's been identified that it can be resolved. The trick now is simply to find the common ground. That's the best way to ensure everyone comes away satisfied.
Common ground. Apply it for 3 turns, which reduces stress applied by customers. Okay, cool.
I can see how that philosophy could work for me, too.
You're already doing it! After all, you and I come from different worlds. But you have always felt like a kindred spirit.
Aww. Yeah. Maybe a squirrel one? Ditto, pal.
Ditto, pal. I'm glad we're so simpatico.
We're definitely agreed on the quality of the tea, then. Because I notice you haven't touched yours in a few minutes, and I feel we should drink it down quickly. Before it melts my good porcelain.
It's really... That's not how tea is meant to work. What did you buy, and why did you put it in tea? Please don't do that again.
I can see it in your eyes, Sylvia. You wish to know if I have made progress. You wish to know if the great work nears completion.
Yeah, sure.
Sadly, the answer is no. Your dear Muktuk is in a rut.
Oh, you're really struggling lately, Muktuk.
What's the problem? Maybe I can help.
That is good of you, but my difficulty... it is metaphysical in nature.
Okay.
At this stage in my pilgrimage, the ancestors should bellow, filling my muscles with resolute purpose. Instead, they whisper, they gesture, and I find myself unsure how to proceed.
You should seek inspiration.
You could seek inspiration elsewhere. It would be faster than waiting around.
Sylvia, what you suggest, it borders on sacrilege.
Oh, sorry. I thought that'd be quite a sensible suggestion.
And yet, what is art without transgression? Perhaps the ancestors are quiet because they wish for me to turn my attention outward. It is decided. A change of scenery is called for. A quest for inspiration. Let us away!
Always shouting at me, Muktuk.
And here we are, in the bosom of nature's beauty!
Jeez. Echoing in the trees is that particular line that everybody will hear. Beautiful. The sound of Muktuk's booming voice, birds take flight, scattering into the air. Muktuk seems pleased by this. He notes where the birds originated, then approaches their now abandoned trees.
See there, cradled gently between the branches. A bird's nest is a marvelous thing. It serves a purpose, a crucial one. That purpose informs everything about its construction, from the materials used to its very shape. Yet, there is room for flourish, for creative expression. See how no two nests are precisely alike. See the subtle variations employed. In that protean gap between form and function, purpose and playfulness, that is where we see art.
I went to meet the bird who used tinsel in her nest. Very festive.
I love that so much.
Quite so. A daring choice. And it glitters so prettily, not unlike your eyes when they catch torchlight.
Aww.
Oh, forgive me for being mawkish. Something about this forest biome. It sets one's mind to flights of fancy. We do not have such flora where I come from.
Really? No trees?
Oh, we have trees, but they are solitary, barren things. The harsh, wintry climate of my homeland does not allow for such verdancy.
Okay, yeah, we'll comment on the fact that he's practically naked.
No wonder you're so scantily clad. Not that I'm complaining.
It is certainly hot here, and I feel warmer still when you are near.
Just don't tell Quinn.
But this is why we travel, why we leave the safety of home, to see things we would otherwise not dream possible. For even the wildest of imaginations is limited by our context and our experiences. The broader your horizons, the bolder your imaginings become.
It can get lonely, though. Being an outsider. Being so far away from home.
I know well of what you speak, for even in a land of immigrants, Muktuk is a curiosity. But this is why, as I have said before, we must know our own worth. Where others might falter, we, as working artisans determined to leave our mark on a strange land, must put our best selves forward. And if in our heart of hearts we hold some doubt, we do not show it. Instead, we show confidence and unshakable bravado.
Apply bravado for 2 turns, which applies 3 additional interest whenever a card is played. Oh, I like that. I do like that buff.
Fake it till you make it, right?
But hey, how are you feeling about your project? You seem super inspired by that nest.
A wondrous sight it was. Yet, in truth, I think it could have been better. The execution was interesting, but there was something deeply derivative in the conception.
Harsh, but fair.
Alas, it is ever so. Other artists with their own flaws and foibles can only ever offer so much. Still, my mood is improved. I am happy to have spent this time in nature.
Good.
And, most assuredly, to have spent it with you.
Oh, you little sweetheart. Hey there, just a quick pause to say that if you're enjoying the chill vibes and discovering new and diverse cozy games, subscribe to the channel. It really helps to ensure this channel grows and I can do more of the content that you love. Plus, if you hit the notification bell, you'll always be notified when I upload so you don't miss out. You can now give this slothy a coffee, and trust me, I need the energy. And it really helps to ensure that this channel can keep going. It's not mandatory, my content is free on YouTube for you all. But if you want to support the channel, the link is down in the description below. Thank you so much for being here, I appreciate ya. Okay, let's rank up, let's have a chat with Saffron, do some mental chill activities.
Thank you for having me over, Sylvia.
Oh, we're not in the forest, we're in the shop.
I appreciate the offer of tea and the opportunity to spend some quality time in your abode.
I hope we didn't take Baptiste tea. I'm sorry, Saffron, for what's going to happen.
Sorry, it's sort of a mess. Hey, I live outdoors, remember? It takes more than a bit of clutter to scare me off. Although, now that I take a closer look, this place doesn't appear entirely sound, structurally speaking.
Try not to make the wood worried by saying that. Everything's propped up, but just don't touch anything.
You should be okay for a little while, though. Assuming there's not an earthquake or a stiff breeze.
We're getting there.
It's a work in progress, but it's coming along. It doesn't even smell like owl droppings anymore. Well, either that or I've just gotten very used to the smell of owl droppings.
It's not so bad a smell. Before I made this hat, it was a rare day I didn't get some kind of poop in my hair.
It's a poop prevention hat? Maybe you can give us one.
As for the shop, as works in progress go, it's an impressive one. I'd like to help with it if I can. How about I take care of that leaky roof for you?
Sure.
You don't have to do that.
I know I don't have to, but I'd like to. And it would be rude to deny a guest, don't you think? Now, hold my tea.
As Sylvia looks on, Saffron exits via the window and scales the shop exterior. What she's doing, all the Spider-Man climbing up the buildings strategy. She does it with poise and confidence of a mountain goat. She quickly finds the source of the roof's small but persistent leak. Using the simple tools on her person, Saffron restores the roof to prime condition.
All done. It's just a patch job, but it should hold for maybe a decade or two.
That will be very helpful, thank you.
You're seriously impressive, Saffron. How did you get to be so good at this stuff?
It was out of necessity. When I was younger, I spent a good amount of time on a sailing vessel. Things would break, they'd need fixing. Silky was the alpha of our little group. As the strongest, he acted like the role of handy person was his by right. But he was all thumbs, and he often forgot his own strength. He'd break two things while fixing one. I learned a lot by watching him, though. And when I showed him what a bit of finesse could do, he stepped aside and left the repair work to me.
Life on a ship must have been exciting.
I loved having the freedom to travel, to see the world. It was easily my favorite thing about being a hero.
Wait, you were a hero? Did I know that? I don't think I knew that.
Well, now you do. Does it change your opinion of me?
No.
Not at all. It's just that you haven't talked much about your past.
That isn't purposeful. I don't consider myself a secretive person. I'm not actively hiding anything. I'm simply more interested in what's in front of me than what's behind.
There must be a story there, though.
Not really. Being a hero just didn't suit me. I'm much happier now, having left all that in the past. And I still help people in my own way. In fact, it isn't flashy, but I've got a coupon here just for you.
Ooh, we love coupons. Decrease the cost of shop upgrades and fuel. That is actually really good because the shop upgrades cost a lot of money.
Wow! You're a hero in my book.
You're adorable. Now how about brewing a fresh pot?
Are you sure? Are you sure you want Baptiste tea?
I've just noticed an uneven shelf and a warped baseboard, and you know me. I can't stand idly by when there are improvements to be made.
Please just fix up the entire shop. I'm happy just to close shop for a little bit, give it to you. Let's open up our shop. Let's get some money ding dongs for the day. I think we should do shock factor. We will still do captivate, and I'm going to do salt and pepper's confidence. I've got 3 hearts, so this shouldn't be too bad. But they have made us nervous, so we'll see. We do love a good shock factor, honestly. I still maintain it's the best card. So we're just going to play everything because we have the space to do that. We don't have a lot of patience, so I'm just gonna spend these cards, really. That's probably the best way to do it. We're not going to get the 3 hearts, but we weren't too far off. Who, me? Sorry to bother you, but this potion caught my eye. Okay, we've got a shy person, so we can definitely sell to them. I think they should be easier. They've got more hearts, but there's not as much patience you need to get through, so we might be alright. Got some really good opening cards as well, which really does help. Oh, we can't use adapt yet. Oh, that's annoying that we drew that before we actually applied the squirrel stance. Okay, we will do that. End our turn. See if we can raise it a little higher with only 2 patience to spend. Well, we can't really spend any of these, but I am going to put the ferocity of the squirrel on because that's going to last for all encounters. And I love the stance. I mean, look at that. I'm not sure that squirrels stand like that, but we're going to assume they do. Oh, we can rank up with Roxanne. Let's have a chat with Roxanne as well. We've been talking to her a lot recently, and she's got some interesting things to say.
I've earned a treat. I think you've earned one too.
Let me guess, we're doing ice cream again. Of course we are.
I do like ice cream.
Then you shall have it, darling. Just let me do the talking.
I love that we're getting everyone's approach on ice cream ordering right now. We've had Muktuk, we've had Luna, we've had Quinn, we've had Mint. Sure, we've had somebody else. But Roxanne's just like, yeah, you know what? I'll do the talking. Roxanne slinks up to the counter and orders a pair of spicy cinnamon ice creams. Oh, I actually do really like the sound of that. She goes for her wallet, but it isn't there, of course. She mutters apologies, she pats herself down, searching coming up empty, and she bursts into tears. The hapless ice cream merchant, despite the stem of weeping, offers the treat free of charge. Roxanne quickly brightens up, a little too quickly.
What was that?
Free ice cream, love.
That was the performance of a lifetime. And if you haven't yet tried the emotional minefield technique, you very much should.
Apply emotional minefield. So if the customer complains, raise interest by 10 and then apply sympathy. Okay.
I'll practice it. But first, ice cream.
There should be like an ice cream card. That should be a thing. With the amount of times that ice cream's mentioned in this game, there should be an ice cream card. Sylvia tucks into her ice cream immediately. It's tasty. She devours half of it and Roxanne still hasn't touched hers.
What's on your mind?
Oh, just mulling over some of my recent accomplishments. As of this morning, I've submitted all the paperwork and fees required for my business license.
Yay, well done.
Now all that remains is to schedule my exam.
I've heard that test is pretty tough.
To which I say, bring it on. If I feared a challenge, I never would have ended up here.
How did you end up here? I don't think you've ever said.
It wasn't because of any inheritance, I can tell you that much. As a girl, I had an insatiable interest in the surface world, inspired by the bits of debris that made their way down from the human cities above. Empty flasks and loose change, bootlaces and hair ribbons, I'd pore over all of it. But my favorites were the magazines. They were full of images of beautiful women living lives of glamour and luxury. They made it all seem so very attainable. And though there were no demons pictured in those perfumed pages, well, my powers of illusion were second to none. So I decided to ascend. I left a note for my parents and took off into the night.
Jeez.
But the surface world was not what I had expected. Those with more money than they could ever need can use their money as a sort of lure, trapping others in an endless cycle of toil, hope, and obligation, all while increasing their own wealth naturally.
Again, that's how the world works. We're really focusing on capitalism and the unfair nature of the world in this episode.
Faster than I would have thought possible, I went from having nothing to having less than nothing. I was in debt. Deep, dangerous, demoralizing debt. And I realized I always would be. So long as I continued to play by the rules of rich men.
Wow, Roxanne, I had no idea.
Yes, generally I prefer it that way. But something about you makes me want to come clean.
Aww.
It's probably your big bovine eyes.
We do have big eyes. But eyes too big for our head.
Anyway, now you know how I ended up running cons on the streets of Rafta.
Yeah, we probably had it more easier than you, right? I suppose we have had some difficulties, but that's a pretty compelling story.
I've had it easy by comparison. It's easy to lose sight of that. Particularly when my inheritance has been both a windfall and an albatross.
I suppose we both had to learn that if something seems too good to be true, it probably is.
Solid basis for a friendship. Don't you think?
I'll admit I am glad I never tore you to pieces.
Thanks.
Going for ice cream is altogether more pleasant than picking gristle out of my claws.
Yeah, about that. I couldn't help noticing. You haven't touched your ice cream, and now it's all melted.
Oh, good. This is how I prefer it, you see. Ice cream headaches are my greatest vulnerability.
Wow. We must really be friends if you're telling me your weaknesses.
Weakness. Singular. You're welcome to look for more than one, but I don't like your odds, dear.
Well, wasn't that lovely? I'm still not sure if she's going to try and kill us or hurt us in some manner, but I think we're doing okay. I mean, you never know with Roxanne. We've just done a grand thunder tonic, which is for the competition. Amazing.
Another sunny day. Man, those weather witches are good.
Greetings, Sylvia. And please make no effort to sell me anything.
You sure?
I know very well the many merits of your potions. Today, however, I am not here to spend gold, but to tell you I am once again expanding my offerings.
I'm all ears.
Human ears are very prominent, that is true. But as for my news, from this day forth, in addition to cauldrons, I shall offer for sale aging barrels.
Aging barrels?
Placing a potion in such a barrel will assuredly elevate its quality, and thus its selling price. It means delaying gratification for yourself and your eager customers, but as the saying goes, great things come to those who shop with Muktuk.
Agreed, that is the famous saying.
You know, I've never actually said that, but I'm going to start. An aging barrel could definitely come in handy on those occasions when I'm not rushing to get a potion immediately from cauldron to shelf.
I knew you would see the wisdom in this. Come and visit me when you are ready to begin. If you can supply the materials, I shall provide the rest.
Okay, so barrel aging will probably help us with our potions for the competition. A mushroom barrel, which increases the price of potion by 7 when aged. So I think we should get that. So we've at least got one. And we also do need an extra cauldron as well. I think I'm going to get a steel cauldron. And we've got a grand poison cure for the competition. So we've got all 3 potions. So we've done that nice and early, which is great. And then if we go back to brew, I'm going to shove some of those spare potions in the barrels. Age those. The thunder tonics, which we can put in. And then we've got our grand stamina potions in here. Ooh, we got some nice floor. Beautiful. And we can rank up. Salt and pepper. Let's have a chat.
There's a bomb!
What? Where?
Hi, Sylvia. There's no bomb.
Good. I'm glad there's no bomb.
Yeah, don't spill your sand or anything. I just wanted to make a point. You gotta start out loud and bombastic if you want to grab someone's attention.
Avast ye. Also applies shock for 2 turns. Next card play costs 0 patience. Okay, so that's quite cool.
Good tactic. Or maybe that's the massive adrenaline rush talking.
Hey, put that energy to use. You want to help us out again?
What's on the agenda? More vendettas?
This is bigger than that. Way bigger. We gotta plan out tomorrow's naps.
Not the naps. You don't have to plan a nap. Just nap whenever you want.
Naps? Seriously?
It sounds like a small thing, but naps are important, Sylvia.
Yeah, there's an old rhyme to help you remember. Rested pirates, nice and quiet. Cranky pirates, they start riots.
Jeez, okay. Pepper writes out a series of equations on a roll of parchment.
The tricky part is that pirates will only nap in a patch of direct sunlight.
Didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, we gotta account for the precise position of the sun.
Which changes by minor degrees each day, as do the exact number of minutes between dawn and dusk.
At Pepper's direction, Sylvia uses a yardstick to measure out the shadows that will be cast by ships and cargo at various points throughout the day. The math is surprisingly complicated, but Salt and Pepper eventually have a nap schedule that will accommodate the entire crew.
But wait a minute. What if it's cloudy tomorrow?
Then get ready for some riots!
Maybe I should board up my windows just in case.
I forget you're fragile. I promised Pepper I wouldn't stress you out so much.
Well, you're not doing a very good job, because I'm very stressed that there's going to be cranky kitty pirates coming at me while I try to sleep.
Little weird that a sweet kitten like you would choose to set up shop on an island like this. Given that it's overrun with mutants and monsters, I mean.
It's fine.
Town is safe enough. The heroes do a good job keeping the scary stuff at bay.
And I got no complaints about that, kitten, believe me.
Monsters aren't so scary.
Whatever you say, Captain.
Monsters are just like any other living thing. They need to eat, they need to sleep, they know fear, and that makes them vulnerable.
You see, Pepper believes in being prepared. He's got a strategy to single-pointedly take down any monster you could name.
Even slimes, the dreaded slimes.
Even slimes? I'm not sure slimes get scared.
Well, slimes just want to be loved, Sylvia.
Oh, God, now I feel really bad putting them in my potions.
Aww.
Which makes them very easy to lull into a false sense of safety.
Oh.
Extend one paw in friendship, while extending the claws of the other. This strategy also works on dogs.
Thanks for the tip.
Man, dogs. That's so stupid, right?
In the end, it's about planning ahead and controlling the field of battle.
I'm convinced. How about you?
Yeah, I always feel bad for the monsters for sure.
I almost feel bad for the monsters. Sounds like they don't stand a chance.
Yeah, they should have thought of that before attacking us in these purely hypothetical scenarios. But enough daydreaming. We got piratical stuff to get back to. Which may or may not involve showing some belligerent beasties who's really in charge out there.
After you had your naps, of course. Really threatening now, but the nap talk was quite cute. Not gonna lie. Next time I'll send my butler. Oh, come on, we can't be dealing with rich people like this. Like, we're not lucky that you come into our shop. You should be doing that anyway. We're taking a little bit of stress. They are reluctant, so they're going to put on some shielding. Not great when we only have a small amount to go, but we got max interest there, so that's great. Hey Mint, how are you? You want some more potions? Of course you do. We give you so many potions, my darling. Right. In turn, we've got a little bit of tension. Just a teeny tiny bit. But I don't know. Mint's a bit of a sweetheart, so she can't drive too much of a hard bargain, can she really? Okay, we're going to have to play her card and a little bit of pumping up. We're going to take a lot of stress. I think opening act probably would be a better one to do, because I don't think we're going to get anywhere near, you know, the score that we want to get to anyway. Right, we'll close the deal. Not great, but 50% markup, better than nothing.
Supply run! But first things first. Let's get some ice cream.
Ah, it's ice cream. It's always ice cream.
We'll even pay for it instead of stealing. Out of respect for your chosen profession.
I love the fact that everyone wants ice cream. I really respect it.
That's big of you.
Pretty big, yeah. I only hope that this place finally took my feedback and has expanded its flavor offerings accordingly. I don't know why they didn't have seafood flavor ice cream to begin with. It's like a no-brainer.
I think you're out of luck. I don't see anything seafoody.
And I don't smell it.
Fine, we'll just stick with plain.
Plain? Do you mean vanilla?
Nah, vanilla's a flavor, isn't it? I mean plain, milk flavored.
So, just frozen milk?
The way Katuna intended.
It's not the most flavourful ice cream Sylvia's ever had, but any ice cream is better than none. Agreed. Salt and Pepper lap enthusiastically at their own scoops with their tiny pink tongues. Oh, that's pretty cute.
So good.
Oh, so good! And you just can't get this on the high seas? I guess there's gotta be some kind of trade-off, right? Otherwise, I don't see the appeal. If I spent as much time on land as you lubbers do, I'd just be pissed off all the time.
Fair enough.
So no change, really.
Captain Peanut Gallery over there. But you know the best part of life on the high seas?
The freedom?
The freedom is appealing. The idea that you could just lift anchor and go anywhere.
Yeah, that ain't bad. But it's not like we don't have ties that bind us. Nah, the best part is, you're always with your mates. Your crew's your family.
Aww.
And you get to take them with you wherever you go.
That's true.
It's why we take this blood brother process so seriously. We gotta really put the screws to you. Make sure you're not the type to spill your sand at the first sign of trouble.
What does spill your sand mean? I'm not familiar.
It's a pirate thing.
Each of us carries a vial of sand, Sylvia. The sand is collected from the beach on which we're born.
Yeah, mostly we spend our whole lives on ships. But when a litter's about to be born, we try and find a cozy patch of sand somewhere. Birthing is a messy business. Better to do it in nature's litter box and have to swab the decks with bleach. And carrying some of that sand out to sea with us feels meaningful.
That's a cool custom. Sort of like taking a little piece of home with you.
Yes and no. It's not like the beach is our real home and the ship is a replacement. I think of it this way. The sand connects us with the place of our birth. But it's not like an anchor. It's more like a reminder that we can take the important stuff with us. Home ain't a static place if you follow. And now that you know our secrets, we gotta kill ya!
Oh god, I knew it. I knew someone was going to kill me. I thought Roxanne might, but it's going to be the pirates in it.
Wait, you're just seeing if I'll spill my sand.
She's got it.
And demonstrating another pirate haggling hack. You can't show him no weakness, Sylvia. No quarter.
Give him no quarter, remove all customer buffs, then raise interest by 13 and close the sale. Okay.
All right, no quarter will be given.
You got spirit for a landlubber. Ugh. And I've got indigestion. Ugh.
You've just had ice cream and you're getting too excitable.
Me too.
Oh, why does this happen with the ice cream? Every time? You think they're trying to poison us? Like that sushi place that time?
Is it possible you're lactose intolerant?
I don't know what that means, but I ain't known for my tolerance, so probably.
I love that response.
I need to find a litter box.
Oh man. Oh god. Is there toilets in this ice cream parlour? I really hope so. Please just don't do it in the shop. Let's just at least go find a corner somewhere in an alley if need be.
Oh yeah, you and me both. We'll see you around, Sylvia. Hot tip. You might want to steer clear of this area for a good 20 minutes or so.
Oh, gross.
I hope Oswald is okay. But I also hope he feels super guilty.
How's it hanging, chum?
Of course we're going to see Boss Finn. To just taunt us 3 days before the competition.
You feel like tapping out at any point? You just let me know.
Are you for real? This isn't a wrestling match we're talking about. It's my career. So if you're expecting me to just quit, you're deluding yourself.
Flashing those teeth of yours again, eh? You talk to all your customers that way?
I'm pretty sure you have to buy something to be considered a customer.
You know, I'd almost be willing to buy a stamina potion off you. But that would be an illegal transaction, and I know a promising young potion maker like yourself wouldn't want to show such disrespect to the law, or to me.
Don't tell me you're still patent trolling, and you're actually bragging about it. I guess you can't beat me without resorting to dirty tricks.
It's an unconventional strategy, sure. I call that thinking outside the tank.
Stop with the fish jokes. We get it, you're a shark. We don't have to keep doing that.
I call it unethical, and possibly illegal.
Whoa, whoa. Watch the slander, chum. Have I broken any laws here? I don't actually know the answer to that, but I've got some really good lawyers on retainer. The kind of guys who just love to drag out the proceedings. You got money to burn on that sort of thing? Go ahead and burn it.
Maybe I can't take you to court, but I'm gonna fight this, Finn, however I can.
Hey, I don't expect anything less from you, chum, and I wouldn't want this to be too easy. It's a real bad habit of mine, I know. But I've always liked to play with my food.
Beautiful. Well, that is the end of the video today. We just got threatened by Boss Finn, who we're definitely going to thrash. But we've done a lot today. There's been a lot of ice cream involved. We devoured a lot more ice cream than you probably should. We discovered the aging barrels process, which has upgraded our potions a little bit in prep for the competition, which is always handy. And we finished all the potions for the competition, so we're nice and ready. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to catching up with you in the next one. Take care.